हेलो हेलो।
नमस्कार। संचालनालय पुरातत्व अभिलेखागार एवं संग्रहालय छत्तीसगढ़ द्वारा आयोजित इस 7 दिवसीय कार्यशाला के 6वें दिन में आप सभी का स्वागत है। अब तक हमने विभिन्न प्राचीन लिपियों के बारे में अध्ययन किया है। कल तक हमने पेटी का शीर्ष ब्राह्मी लिपि का अध्ययन किया था पिछले तकनीकी सत्र में। आज उसी श्रृंखला को हम आगे बढ़ाते हुए कीलाक्षर लिपि के बारे में भी सीखेंगे। इसके साथ ही मैं डॉक्टर रविशंकर सर से निवेदन करूंगा कि इस तकनीकी सत्र को कार्य को आगे बढ़ाएं।
Very good morning to all the participants, both online and offline. Now today we are entering the 6th day of our 7-day workshop. So all through you have been quite responsive and very successfully we have been conducting this. So, as scheduled in our talk, there are many more scripts to be covered, Brahmi, its derivatives. So today we are going to be in a way, the last technical session, which includes some aspects connected with epigraphical studies as well as our paleographical studies. Tomorrow, we will be focusing on how to take a stamp page of the inscription. See the participants here. Those who are on offline will have an opportunity to take and then followed by interactive session and the concluding part of our 7-day workshop. So yesterday I taught one of the important scripts, box-headed characters, and today in the same length I would like to take up the nail-head characters, which was quite popular and prevalent in central India all along with the box-headed characters. Certain dynasties popularized this script. Since there are a large number of copper plates now come to light and are being discovered, so the knowledge of this script is absolutely essential. They have their own peculiar forms. And this is also a script prevalent from 5th or 6th to 8th century. So let's go into the paleographical aspects of this, the inscriptions that are written in nail-head characters. So by and large, the form are one and the same with some modifications, which we'll see. The vowel with a stroke which commences, invariably it will have not the angularities, the lower curve, you know, it takes cursive. Cursive, look. And you are appending a stroke like this on the top. The apex will be facing downwards. So it will be like this. Instead of box, you are appending a nail head on the top, and invariably the lower vertical stroke, you know, it takes a cursive turn rather than we used to cut it like this earlier, especially, and then like this. In the box side, you used to attach a box. Instead, you will be adding a and then so you are extending a stroke like this and appending. And the same variety continues as far as vowel E is concerned, with two dots on either end. So the same form which you saw in the box side, it continues here also. And the O is very thin. First to write the form, whether it is box head or nail head. In the initial, you have to write the consonant, and then attach a stroke on the top. And A, I told, you know, the distinctions yesterday between A, Va and Cha. So the same way it continues here also. A will be little longer like this, and instead of nail head, they attach box here. The distinct difference is that even in the nail head, you see the A, they have a box attaching. There are certain letters they retain like this. So rest forms you can derive later. Coming to the vowels, and the Ka also, you don't have any attachment. As you saw in the box side, there is no attachment here. It's just. And Ga also doesn't have any nail head, but instead the same elliptical form, it continues on the top. Gha, slightly this arm bent. You attach on the top the apex. Gha. Now there is no the same, it continues. Again, Sha. And you will have a nail head attached on the top. Cha goes in one frame. As I told you, the left loop will be smaller with a bigger loop on the right side, and on the top you are going to attach nail. Ja, also, I told you the form, you have to push the lower limb little backwards and then attach box only. The jaw, you don't have a nail head. As in the box, see, these are the smaller things you have to take note of it. As it is in the E, it is same in the box set. And the Ga also have a elliptical form. So, Ja you don't have nail head. Ja, of course it continues, I have not come across this, but we presume the same form continues either in box head or nail head. When you examine certain letters which I am pointing at the time of description, please take note of this thing. If you find any difference, you can change. It's not that we perfect at every stage. There are many gaps. The earlier polygraphers did, but that's what I tell, a more thorough, detailed study. Now, yesterday, as I told, when I was going through number of copper plates, I felt, why can't I go little more depth and detail to understand? It's very difficult, either to practice Damatrika or box-sided, nail-headed, and so many varieties. Though the language remained the same, they experimented with many varieties of scripts with lot of variations. Especially the copper plates are stone from 6th to 8th century, something remarkable. One can take individually, examine them, highlight it and adding some calligraphical notes. It's so far nobody has taken such a task. Because when you thumb through the pages of Epigrapha Indica and you set a period, even you can confine to central India, anywhere, this part, and it can be very good for connoisseurs of art or the art of writing. How the engravers, equally so the writers, took freedom to give their own way. Law is supposed to be like this. Even these two you please tend to look at later. And Ta again with a deeper this one. It doesn't have a nail head, but it has box. This also has an elliptical form, not the nail head. Da is simple with a nail head above, and Da will be much deeper, you can see here, again with a nail head. And the same form continues here, as you saw, write like a Nagarita and then attach a stroke like this. And the Ta also like Nagari, the modern way you write it, only the head mark you put it is nail head here. Again, Tha with a mark in the center. You are going to put the elliptical shape here. Da will not be that deeper when compared to Da. And it has a head mark. But most of the time, as I told, as per the context, you have to decipher. There are many clues. They are very close to one another when we compare. Dha again, it is not this one, little elliptical shape, not round, and again having a La is same. One stroke in the center, you attach a small circle like this, and append a nail head. Pa again have a little dent on the left side arm. You are going to take like this, and on the top you are going to add nail Pa. And this takes a lower turn. Again attach a stroke on the top. Ba, no head mark, as you find dent on the left side, which is a typical characteristic of the southern varieties. Again, it's not exactly vertical straight stroke, a little curve will be there, and then you attach a stroke. This is Bha, and the top of it you are going to append the head mark. Ma, as I told yesterday, first write a V and then attach a box and then add a box. You don't have a nail head on Ma, but they retain the box. Ya is going to be one stroke, a tripartite Ya, and on the top you will find the Ra again with a curve, whereas in the boxoid it was angular, but here they retain the cursiveness. La doesn't have any here in this context. As I told you, it just goes like this. And on the top, and the Shankarsha and this horizontal stroke connecting the each end and an elliptical form above, as you saw in the box side. There is no nail head or anything. It's just like this. Yes, in the Shannukasha, you are connecting a stroke like this and then attaching on the top Sha. And the Sa and this is Ha. Remember, between Ha and Fa, there you find the elongation little downwards and the dent will not be very prominent, just like this. So here the depth is more. So this is Ha. So when you compare, sir, you may ask, sir, there also the tail is drooping and here also. So the difference is that. So the vowel forms almost the same, just either attaching a stroke like this and E sign, for example, is like this, and E, one stroke, another stroke like this, T. So it's same. I am not going to write again. Just I am attaching already, the strokes are there. So it is one stroke, another stroke. It is the same principle. So for example, do you extend a stroke here, and bhoo, same, what I told in the Gupta period, and attaching one more stroke, bhoo. So, mu is like this, and when you want to write same, mo, and sometime they attach here itself all the signs here, mo, like this. So I leave it with this, just only to show you. We are not going very detailed study of this. Next, perhaps, which I intend to have a detailed workshop on box headed, which will be seen in great detail, and also nail head. So I need to make a thorough study before I come out with my own observations on this. So this is only to see how a nail head, when you see a inscription, looks like. So I have given individual forms, the vowels and consonants. So this is the one aspect. Before I proceed to the Siddhamatrika characters, let's have a brief presentation about the seals in Chhattisgarh, which earlier I presented a paper here in one of the seminars held here. इसको ये you open the folder. Right. And then one seals and sealings are there. Article. Yeah. सील्स वही देखा है ना आपने?
इसके अंदर और भी है।
और भी है।
इसके अंदर
और छत्तीसगढ़ का सीलिंग्स है। आर्टिकल देखिए क्या है?
कांच है, कॉपर प्लेट्स है, कॉपर सील्स।
सीलिंग फोटो देखिए।
ये सील्स में फोटो है इसी में।
हाँ, कैसे पीपीटी होगा?
आर्टिकल ये
हाँ, देखते। Oh, that's about yesterday's, I think. हाँ नहीं, ये नहीं। कल हो गया। सीलिंग्स
सील सीलिंग्स इसमें कोई विजिट नहीं है, फोटोस है।
फोटोस है। हाँ, इधर नीचे इधर आइए। हाँ। हाँ। So, yesterday our officers brought to my notice some of the recent finds, the excavation, of course, which need to be studied. No doubt I will examine them and give my observations. In the meanwhile, I thought the same platform I presented a paper. So it's in two contexts you have to look. What about the seals and sealing? In so many excavations, right from early Taxila to Ahichatra, wherever they have conducted excavations, including Ayodhya, when I was part of it, many sealings came, maybe in earlier excavations in Purana Kila. So, along with other archaeological objects like pottery, many, even some terracotta objects, sculptures, you are bound to get many, I will not go about it. And the date, absolutely here in the context of seals and sealing, we have not come across any date there. The stratigraphical context will be of highly useful when it comes with the other archaeological objects, and it goes well whether it is Kushan or later period. So here I am limiting to the Chhattisgarh because this is the one state, it's very rich, and they have very promptly brought out the periodically, whenever they conducted excavation, they have brought the report also. So this is the one. And I strongly recommend for the students and the very pioneering work done by Professor K.P. Taplial of Lucknow, head of the Lucknow University. And then I had occasion to see Haryana, the Jajjar Museum, they have a collection of a huge collection. They also try to bring out 1 or 2 volumes of their seals in their possession. So, even in Indian Archaeology Review, also you find a number of seals reported. So, what Professor Taplial did is long back. And though this form from the Chhattisgarh, I think one more, a collective work can be brought out in sequel to Professor Taplial's work, taking the different excavated sites known from various sources. Again, you can subject them to, as Professor Taplial has done, its economic import, religious significance, many such things. The cultural domain you can touch upon. So in the recent years, excavations conducted at different archaeological sites in Chhattisgarh has yielded large number of seals and sealing along with other archaeological objects which really deserve our attention, not merely for the quantity but for their great cultural significance from the point of view of culture. And to some extent they are also important from the paleographical point of view. I think for the first time, focused attention is being given to understand the significance of seals and sealing and in-depth study made. Hitherto scholars tried to decipher, understand and interpret the legends of the seals, sealings from the historical point of view and other aspects connected with the sealings. Did not receive much attention, but it was just used only as a tool to understand the date of the sealings. So it may be borne in mind that paleography to a great extent supports the archaeologists in dating the site, of course along with other archaeological objects. Perhaps the main reason behind not subjecting the legend of the seals in even to some extent the coins, because of the short legend either on the seals and sealings or on coin, and the object on which engraved is also too small. It's one of the main reasons the scholars did not go in for an in-depth and detailed paleographical study, since in the recent years a large number of seals have come to light, not only from Chhattisgarh, but even from other archaeological sites, given ample scope for us to minutely examine the legends on the seals and also to make a comprehensive and comparative study along with other inscriptions, lithic as well as copper plate from the same region and period. A study of paleographical aspects of the legends will definitely go a long way to enrich paleographical studies, not only connected with the inscriptions on or coins, but also of seals and sealings. So this is way of introduction. I didn't have much time to, so just I took it from my paper, perhaps given to one of the felicitation volume to be printed. So keeping the above facts in view, an attempt is made here from the point of purely of paleography, examining the photographs of the seals sent by the Archaeological Department, Raipur. For easy understanding and appreciation, the seals under study have been broadly classified into three categories: letters on the legends on the sealing without head mark, letters with small head marks, and letters with box head. So when I examined a few, these are the things which I came across. There are few sealings, particularly early phase, letters without head marks, which quite regular for the period to which they belong to. A close study of such sealings are made here. See, Rayo Achama Datasa Yuga. This is the so I have dated this to 1st century Common Era. In the sealing, we notice that vertical strokes, either drawn independently or which forms part of the letters, are thick in the beginning and gradually tapers off, as seen in Mathura Kshatrapa inscriptions. As Dani describes this technique known as pen technique, it's mainly because of the invention of the new tool. The evolutionary process of letters gains momentum. This can be seen here. So I have made an eye copy of the what is written in a circular clockwise direction. See, it starts here. Rayo. We call it 10 o'clock. When you just look at a clock, we say, either in the coin or seals. Mostly we use while describing a coin, because the reader should know where it starts. Because without a gap, the legend runs all around. So here we take it, Rayo, you see the gap also, Achanta, Dasasa, Yuga. Here, probably it belongs to his Yuga, stands for his reigning period. We don't know exactly. Since the Rayo is mentioned, he must be a small ruler at that point of time. So this is in, I assigned this to the 1st century Common Era. And this Jamadasa, see here, Jamadasa. These are all already reported in this excavation reports from the Chhattisgarh. And above you see the swastika symbol here. Another symbol is there which is not seen, but you see the form. It's quite regular for the period paleographically. So again I have taken this to the 1st or 2nd century. And these are without head mark. So naturally they go to the early phase. Huh? Ja. Here है ना? Da, ने. ऊपर वो जो स्वस्तिक सिंबल है. Here. कहाँ? Da. Here, huh? That's what it is taken. Dasa. Without this, the length is not there, so it is taken as a dasa. See, in the seals and sealing, subjecting them either coin, it's very difficult. Because on an inscription you will have a larger space, we more precisely, pointedly we can define the paleographical features. ये छोटा सील में क्या आपको मिलेगा, ज़्यादा स्पेस नहीं है, and he has to accommodate. So इधर उधर हो जाता है. We can't very pointedly say. In a running inscription, he takes care of all the paleographical aspects. जब छोटे coin में, but still when you see the Kshatrapa coins, so beautifully it's par with all our any inscription. इतने छोटे में not only they bring the entire his father and other relation, including date. So it's a very beautiful as far as I have seen many other coins, but nothing like the Kshatrapa coins. इतने छोटे जगह में they try to bring all the connected thing, whatever they want to say, especially the king. So this need not be a comparative. Of course, we compare on a broad lines, but the features varies. So this see here one crescent shape goes like this. When you, whether coin or you have to rotate and see. ये घुमा के देखना पड़ता है. Just it when the legend goes in a clockwise, mostly, आप एक ही इसको रख के आप नहीं पढ़ सकते. तो सर see here, and the length is beautiful. That's what I have taken this as somewhat closer to Kshatrapa, and because of the length thoda the maybe a person important name in this.
So is it compulsory that the coin has the alphabets in a clockwise manner only, or it can be in other fashion also?
It can be, because when you take a coin, it's not only legend, they have to bring in either the bust of the king or some other connected thing. Sometime, seal also, it goes in two ways. When you see the upper half, if it is connected with Buddhism, they put the Dharma Chakra with a deer on either side. Normally, there will be some motif. Even in the coin, when they put in the center the object, naturally they have to put the description surrounding it. Mostly, if it is not Satavahana coins and all, it's not, it did not run. Gautami, Putra Satakanisa and all, if they have enough space, they give enough space between the letters to accommodate that. If the legend is small, they try to spread that. But if legend is much longer, they try to bring in a closer fashion.
For example, this one was written Arisa. So you identified that it was written in a clockwise manner. How do we will identify that whether it is making any sense or not? Because Arisa is not making any sense.
See, what happens, many of the merchant guilds, it may be a name of a person. We don't know. At that point of time, he might be controlling some guild, some business activities. So he gave that. Or he will put this as a seal and send some document to see it reaches without tampering. It need not be always the king or anything. The chieftain, the private people issued large number of seals. For us, he is a man, some person. But at that point of time, he had some important role, either to send some document to one place to other place. So this is how the seal you find this. And this is actually the sun and this one, Vago. So we don't know. Again, we can't say. Only we can differentiate what are the motives there. The historical you can't build. Calligraphically is somewhere closely we can date it, depending on the nature. This is supposed to be the very unique, important. I think many reports also came at some point of time, a paper also. Samaveda is a very, very unique thing. Such occurrences are very rare. इसके बारे में बहुत चर्चा भी हो गया होगा. I was seeing at that point of time many reports came on this, connecting with the why we get Traividya, Chaturvidya. When you read the book by Taplial, he has classified for religious condition, economic condition, how as a source, this is also a primary source, like inscription, but it stands as a separate category by itself. So when you try to read that book, many of the apprehension doubts which you have, automatically get solved. But you have to read that introduction. In a short time, I can't take you at length, but only to show this Chhattisgarh area is rich. Now also many seals are coming to light. So this, what is the significance? There were, whether this stands for a pupil, number of students who attended that particular session, it's very difficult to interpret this part here. Why they have made 1, 2, 3, this one, what this stands for. See, it must have some significance. Without anything they don't do, but what is this matters, we have to see. Again, I have taken this to, because of the characters, like this, and Ma especially having angularities, I have taken this to this phase, 2nd century Common Era. See, Prasanna, this later they have tried to identify it with Prasanna Matra. Sri Prasad and sub lost here in the characters of 5th century. Here you can see slight box type. Later, so scholars, they told it is Prasanna Matra. Yeah. Seals will be like that, This is a sealing. Sealing up, जब impression करते थे, it will come positive. Sealing is always will be from one sealing, seal, they make number of sealings. So, आप घर में या ऑफिस में रखते हैं ना seal, आप वैसे लगाते हैं, it will be out to see the direction input. So, from one sealing, they make lot of sealing. And this also very unusually Brahmana sa. Brahmana sa. Brahmachari sa. Brahma cha. Length re sa na, something is there. So this also I have taken to very crudely made of 5th century.
So there is the ma and the a is have been written in superscript or subscript as we have seen earlier.
Yes. So this is Narayana Deva Pratikrita or something, Prakriti. And I have given explanation about. But it's very different. As you see the upper half, what usually you see, it bifurcates. The above you will have some motif. It will be a bifurcating line will be there, and you see the Gupta, post-Gupta characters, tripartite ya. Narayana, see here, Sri Narayana Deva, Deva Prakriti. Prakrita. We don't know exactly what it connotes. So these are some broken letters with small heads. I have made, small heads and the regular box. So I have made an eye copy. This Ma is slightly gone here. Maharaja Kumara. Kumara. This is Ka plus U. Kumara Sri Mattarasya. Mattarasya or Mattarasya is there. And I have taken slightly because of the extended strokes the Kshatrapa face.
Sir, in the Kumar, there is no Ma. Ma there.
Kumara. Yeah. That's what I have not put here. Is Kumara. Yes, it is not there.
There is no Ma.
Length is not there. And see, this is of similar nature. So this with the bauxite here, bauxite, when you closely examine, you will come to know here. And on either side, they have tried to attach box and make an eye copy. Ja, of course, it occurs in both because it is highly worn out, the seal. We can't make out much from this, but I have taken to the 1st century, even for the 5th century, common era. You can see a beautiful, this is intact, Maha Raja Maharaja Sri Devadasa. Devadasa. Above you have the Srivatsa symbol here. Huh? Yeah. No, this is so these are all the ceilings. So just to show, there are many, when you read the book, Professor Tapyal, while discussing paleographical aspects in a very succinct manner, remarks about box-headed characters too, but his observations are based on copperplate. Somewhere, I have to highlight what here. So, उनका जो observation है वो ताम्रपत्र के ऊपर था, and here we see in a clear manner and seals attached to them. Copper plate के ऊपर sealing होते हैं ना ये, which are found in central India, but we have beautiful terracotta ceilings too, which are good specimen for box-headed characters. So this is my little small conclusion I could draw when I presented this paper. I would like to draw the attention of certain letters from ceilings which are examined below. From the letters Ma has boxes on both the arms, which I showed earlier. Normally it is seen only on the left arm. In the, but as in Wakataka copper plate charters, the subscript Sa has a tripartite Ya attached. Normally we see bipartite Ya only. So these are very small observations I made. So thanking you in anticipation. So we'll just break for 5 minutes and then go with the Siddhamatrika characters. Yeah. participants, we will continue our session. I am going to take up one of the another important script in the Brahmi in its post-Gupta phase. We have a large number of epigraphs reported from different parts of India, especially from north and also from central India. We call it Siddhamatrika or Kutila script. It's very fascinating, very attractive, calligraphically very rich, one of the most beautiful script, I should say. And we expect the time range, is between 6 to end of 8th century, because as I was mentioning my introductory classes, from Siddhamatrika, 3 main scripts are derived or owes its origin, the early Nagari. And on different occasions during my last few days talk, I was mentioning how the script overlap, and earlier scholars, though there are many inscriptions with strong presence of Siddhamatrika characteristics, they also named it early Nagari. And a set of copper plates that are known that belong to Sri Harshavardhana, are considered to be the best specimen for the Siddhamatrika characters. So, in the progression, earlier phase, it starts, perhaps it reaches its peak around end of 6th century, and again when it tends to progress towards early Nagari, it retains some of the features. When I try to write, you can observe, and how there is a drift, there is a change in the writing system, which sets the tone for our writing, a great departure from the Gupta period, which are very close to our Nagari, early Nagari, and its development, and we can closely connect it with our Devanagari, which we write, of course, in a very simple manner. With this brief introduction, I will put it on the board. You can observe. Later, the chart also will be made available for the participants. So this, you closely follow. It starts with a stroke, not a straight stroke, but little slanting, and then you attach a small footmark, something like this, and leave a space, little space, and form the little head mark like this. One curve, again another curve, it takes you like this, and connect this with a slanting stroke. So this is the vowel R. So one stroke with a head, this one little space, not too much, because you have to collect later. You just like woo, like that you write woo. And this curve you take like this, and then a slanting stroke which connects. And the same you write here, the prominent little head mark, and this stroke you extend little, that for sign. And E, which is written here, it continues till Pratihar, Paramar, Chandel. Till 12th century you come across this form in Nagari inscriptions, one like this and stroke. So this is vowel E. And perhaps what I presume that the upper stroke, goes with a string, and they try to connect this later, and so this stroke, when you connect like this, and वो थोड़ा ऐसा करके some form is written, we can connect it. I am trying to connect this, how it can be. The lower, it's like this. And the E is written dots on either side. And U make a prominent mark every time, So please have a gel pen. I have been telling from day one. Then it will be easy for you when you to derive the form. ये ordinary pen से नहीं होगा, उतना अच्छा नहीं लगेगा. But you have to keep, once you hold the pen, automatically it flows. You should not put extra effort to form a letter. Each letter, you should enjoy writing. Everything, not out of compulsion, force. Learning process is a joyful thing. अब थोड़ा वो मन में आयो ऐसा करना है, क्या है ये, बस. Then the entire, it goes off. Every moment, everything what you try to learn, you involve yourself, put your whole and soul in this, so that it will come to you easily, the subject. So this stroke, like this, this is U. So it rather becomes simple, shedding all the thing. But the 200 years, the 6 to 8, even little beyond, you have wonderful, beautiful calligraphical material. It's very interesting. And the A is written like this. Sometimes it will not be too broad. A, and sometimes they keep the wedge open like this. The head mark I explained the other day, different types of head mark, open locks. Sometimes they cover, sometimes they open. Here we can take this as a closed one, wedge form like this, okay, and then put a straight stroke, no slanting, and here comes the foot mark, which later leads to, and here it will be a too short stroke on the left side, but you are taking a curve for ka. The remaining vowel signs, I will, of course, initial signs, I can't go with this available chart. And ka is written like this. First you put a stroke like this, then curve, okay. And then you bring the stroke little downwards, and from here you take a stroke like this, and then put a stroke like this is ka. I'll write here, see, begin a stroke, little, you have to go with this way, first stroke, then the second stroke, and then little broader, you connect this stroke like this. So, in Mauryan form, it was simple, so they retained all the forms. And this changes comes through over the passage of time. But this hook changes like this. And ga also is not flat. Everywhere you know that artistic way. Ga is written. On the arm, the left side arm, you find prominently the sign. Na is written like this. While Mauryan form it was just simple, like this, it continued, but they try to add all the things, make it more beautiful. And cha is same like Gupta, but sometimes they keep the notch variety where it goes in one stroke, cha, and you can close also. Ja is, upper will be flat like this, one stroke, again the second arm also will be drooping little like this, and the third also with like this a curve. Ultimately it's just modifications in the Mauryan, right from which had like this or which you find like this, but here the second arm and the third they go down below.
Cha will be same as the
Same.
cha.
Cha.
Cha, cha.
Oh, okay. I thought like that. Yes. Yes, it will be same. लिखने का बोल गया. Same way, like either like Kshatrapa or Kushan, or even this same. Please form like this. So thank you. This is how so this is cha. Cha, cha, ja, jha. Actually it is same, and now also will be now you find the head mark here. Da will be like this. Da. This term, what you take here, that's what they, when any stroke, when you give a curve, that's what it gave it name, Kutila. Kutila is cursive. That curve what you give is Kutil. Everywhere, it takes a little curve like this. So that's why they call it by another name. And some scholars, they presume both are different. But on the whole, all the features, for example, in the late Nagari also, when you see the forms, when you write, early Nagari stage, this is retained many times. Like this, or like this, whatever. So one part of the feature of the Siddhamatrika is seen. Yes, Sharda script is totally very, very simple, without any of the vowel or even the vowel signs, the consonants, very simple. They totally changed, but they derive it to the Siddhamatrika only. This, in that way, compared to Proto-Bengali and the early Nagari, this Siddha Shaka, this Sharda script is very simple. That's why perhaps it continued as a very, of course, early Nagari also have a lot of manuscripts. Equally so, it continued, I told, as an epigraphical script. 8th, 9th century we have Sharda inscriptions. Not many. But as a manuscript, it has a very long history. And the forms may be slightly different from the epigraphs, slightly. And sometime before, a few months before, I too attended one workshop on Sharda script. A person, again an IT person from Kashmir, both himself and his wife, they are very seriously committed to promote Sharda script, because they are forgetting. They say in rupee, note, why this cannot be again another, this one, we can say, Sharda script bhi usme hona chahiye bata rahe. That's why we have to revive. He is doing his best. Everywhere he also conducts a 2 to 3 days workshop, exclusively, of course, from the point of manuscripts. And they have a small office. They are committed to promote Sharda script throughout India, and just to revive the script which is losing its importance in this one. Especially occupied Kashmir and such area. Martand and such temples had very good Sharda script inscriptions. But hardly there are few now. Maybe the corpus, when you see, there are not too many Sharda inscriptions. Yes, when you visit the Buri Singh Museum in Chamba, is one of the district in Himachal Pradesh. After my Shatrunjaya tour, training tour, I was sent to Chamba. They asked me to copy those inscriptions. We three officers, my superiors, they took other districts of Himachal, and Chamba is supposed to be the last district of Himachal. It's a very beautiful place. My main focus was the Buri Singh Museum. They have a huge collection of copper plates and stone inscription. Almost all published by great our Fogel, a scholar, and Chabra, B.C. Chabra. They have brought two books, Antiquities of Chamba State. The first volume contains stone inscription with a very detailed description about the monuments, the inscriptions that are there. There also you have a number of Sharda inscriptions are there, like Sarahan Prashasti. I will try to show if it is there in that my collection. But it's a book to be referred. All students, Antiquities of Chamba State. I don't know whether PDF available or not. Mysore Directorate has a copy of that book. I think they have reprinted it, or I don't know. But beautiful facsimiles, and the first few pages they have discussed the calligraphical aspects of the Sharda script. That is one work. And yesterday I was talking about the Kaul Diambi, who has written book about the Sharda and its subsidiaries like Devashesha, Takri, Gurmukhi, and how the development connected with the Sharda script. That's these two books are extremely essential when you want to further pursue or do a detailed research work. That's what even I keep telling the Institute of Archaeology, other students, when we teach like this, if all India representation is there from different regions, as I am focusing bauxite here, somebody from that region will take more interest in pursuing Sharda script. And similarly Manipuri and other regions. So we should have a pan-Indian studentship. When we talk about broadly about, yes, you do appreciate when you go to that Himachal or Srinagar museum. That's what this is the main purpose when it is in Sharda script or whatever. But respective students drawn from different areas, if they are taught, they will take further interest in that. That's the one purpose of these workshops. Anyway, that's digression from our end, but yes, Tha I have again it goes with a head mark. Ta, da, Na is written simply like yesterday I was showing Gupta, like this. Okay, simple like this. But here they made a same development. It goes in a slanting fashion. This is law of Siddhamatrika characters. How from Gupta it is simple, connecting like this. And here you start a stroke like this, it goes downwards. This la. Hmm? No, I will write. This is ta, tha, da, dha. Yes. So ta, tha, da, dha, na. Okay, it comes in the. So add this above with a thick mark, head mark, and this will be little, it takes a deeper turn inside. And ta is written again, every time you begin with a small head mark prominently. You can fill in the space. This will be too short, like this. So the arm will be shorter, already you know, but they gave a curve. This called kutil. This that's what it. See, start a stroke like this. This will be shorter. Ta. And for the first time, though I told you in the Gupta, one tha is like this, which has a long history. Another one connecting like this. This is another tha we find. But here for the first time it changes in the entire history, the development. One stroke, again you connect it like this, and then, so this is the tha. Actually changes. First put a stroke here, then connect it like this. Dha also either this way or sometime in the reverse you do get, but it changes here. And of course the bauxite, as I told you, it's like elliptical form with regard to dha and tha also. So here da is written like this, more deeper. See, here the curve will be deep for da. Put a stroke like this, take a curve, leave it like this. Dha is first to form a stroke like this, then little, this is dha. See, a curve like this, and then like this. Na is formed looped na, one stroke, where you are taking the stroke like this, and then it's a looped na. And pa is written like this. First again you start with a small triangular, this one, and then give a curve. You leave it like this, and then you attach a stroke. It's like this. First you write this one, and the left arm you try to write like this, and then give a curve, leave it, and then you can attach on. Fa is written like this. Again a head mark, thick. You extend the stroke like this and give like this. And the wa and the ba, there is not much difference. This is ba, and wa also same, I will write it, but most of the inscription, there is no bheda between ba and wa. They use wherever ba say, you have to read as per the contact. Now also in Bengali, Ravi Shankar, they say ba, this. And ba is written like this. So one stroke above with a head mark, and then a curve. You put it like this, and then take it above, leave it. Bha. Ma is written like this. Here a small curve, okay? And then you put a straight stroke like this, and then connect it with another stroke like this. Ya also written the same way, but that curve is missing here. Okay, you put one stroke here, and you are just extending this. The difference is here is this deeper curve, but in Ya, one straight stroke, and then this goes like this and take, and then later you attach a stroke like this. So they are different. Don't get confused between ma and ya. One head mark, one stroke, take it little, leave it, and then connect it. Ra is one stroke. Sometime it will be open notch type with a footmark. Yeah. Here this ornamentation, just Ya Ra. La, simple stroke, one curve like this, then you la. Y is written with a curve, and then Va and Ba almost same, so there is bound to be confusion. So this almost the same they appear, Va and Ba. You decide as per the context. I am not erasing. Each one of you can take a pic of this later, because however you try to note, I am also spending time. Yesterday I was told, I am attracted every time when I write, and appreciating my firmness in hand as age advances. Many cannot hold, they go shaky. Even to sign my check, I go shaky, but fortunately to write on the board, it is still firm. जब सिग्नेचर वेरी हो जाता है, I feel that. But thank God it's good going for me when I write, like this. We are on now Va. Sha. Sha you put like this, one stroke, leave a deeper curve. You form two strokes like this and then connect this. So, how simple it was like this, or Mauryan it was like this, and course of time, how either leaving it little like this. So, they try to make one stroke like this, another stroke side. So this is Shankara Shah. And this Shah, Shanmukha Shah, again a stroke like this with a head mark here. You can put a stroke like this and then connect it slant. And the saw, dental saw, again just it's first you start with the right side limb and then connect it. Here you write and later you can connect both. Sha, sa, one stroke like this, and you again take this stroke little upwards and then connect. Okay, first you form like this, then you leave it. Little closer you take, don't get too much spacey, so it should not be too long. One stroke, little upwards, and then connect. Ha. So with this vowels and are completed. Before I proceed to the vowel signs, you can take some close view of the character. Though I explained repeatedly, if you feel like taking, you take. Before I remove this, chart also will be there. But board, gives ample scope to give a definite definition how a letter should be. I think for you it must be easier. Last time we followed and now it's a practice. Okay, shall I remove? So we go with the vowel signs, how to attach stroke. Some randomly chosen letters, there is no sequence or anything like this. You can try again on other consonants. A few examples, I will be showing. So here you attach a stroke like this, sometime connected with the top, and it will be disconnected also. They attach it, or with space they engrave. This is ha. Ra. The same. The stroke goes upper with a curve, but there are differences like this. Suppose ta. There are inscriptions where they show like this, and this is perhaps the beginning when they try to lengthen it and derive for our Nagari. It is just extended. In the course, perhaps for Dirgha, they lengthen this to form in our Nagari. So this is short, and there are two types also here. This you will find, again the same also you will find like this. This method also you will find. Attaching to the side also you will find both. And this bha, where you have the head mark, they just extended this like this. So later stages they brought it down to give the stroke. And Ra, you have this fashion also, same. One thing like this, another where you have to show just like this. Either the stroke will go upwards, straight, or else a drooping curve is shown. And similarly, Ta also. Both the forms are there. You don't get confused. Na Dirgha.
Last term.
This one, huh?
Third last term. After the third last,
Yeah.
third next. Next. Yes.
Ha Dirgha. Sorry, this is Bha. Yeah, sorry. Bha. Correct. Very good observation and following. And then E sign. This only few I am showing because we can't go in detail. Suppose we are formed like this, it goes like this, one stroke, another stroke, another. This is V. Same. The flourishes, you find, instead of a simple, they added curves, strokes here. Re, Raswa. Dhi. So this led to our Nagari style. Either bringing it down, now this D, they brought it. Dhi, and again re already I have written. So key. See, either it will be facing to the left with these curves, and at times they bring the stroke right downward. So for E sign, they attach like this. Ni, Shri, And this, if you, I don't have example here, the same holds also. Why not? It can be this also. It start a stroke and leave it like this. Ni, dirgha, the same. As you are bringing this side, each side you can downward this stroke this side. Though I don't have examples here, but it is possible. And one stroke, another. This is pu. Pu is extension here. This is pa, and then they attach a stroke also. Pu. And ra. So here don't mistake this for the footmark. It's a U sign here. But this also forms like this. So wherein this trend continues in our Nagari style. U, gu. And here also ta when you take. Tu. Here, pu. Here. Here, Shri. Shri Dirgha. Okay. So this is bha. When you attach a stroke here, it becomes bhu. One more stroke when you give like this, it is bhu, dirgha, bhumi. One stroke here, another stroke down below, bha. Like this, like this. Bhu, Bhushura, or for example when you want to write pa, one stroke is this, another above for pu, puja, like this. Bru, this is ba. Bri. No. Yes, this can be, if you add a stroke here, it can be hri also, but this you can take bri. Suppose you want to say griha, Va. Vriksha. Vri. They sign. A sign is written like this. It goes the left direction. You are going to write this is Lupudma, another variety where you find, and these forms you find in Sharda script. May, they, may, this either it will be a very short stroke like this, and I told him in Bhaskara just a small circle attached where either it can be nail or box. But here they just made a small projection and then connected like this. Where of course in the normal course, they extended the stroke and connecting. That lengthening, that earlier Bhaskara had a very small circle, but here they little projected that. So this become ne like this. And I sign one stroke, this is te. Another stroke, when it goes like this, it becomes tai. Tailapa, or you say like that. This is ne. Ye, ne. Ma. Lupudma. But you get this also, this form. We call it Lupudsa, Lupudma. I was telling you, no? So, कुछ अलग forms भी आपको दिखते हैं. ये last है, ये वाला. ना? No. This, see, when it comes with a medial sign, it comes in different forms also. It cannot be the same as a consonant. Some little changes are bound to be there. आप ये बता रहे हैं ना इधर. Yeah, that you can write either way. Yeah, no problem. But these variations come. We can't perfectly define how a letter, only broad lines. Suppose this is looped na, it is like this. Yes, you can attach a stroke like this. If you examine some pen inscription, it comes in different form. As we have codified form, how na this Roman, after printing we got to know. Otherwise in that vast area, they followed certain features, but there are bound to be variations when it is from central India to Rajasthan to other area. They followed some technique, but the engraver or the writer kept some amount of freedom with them while marking ima, vowel sign, or even the consonant little. But that's what the varieties. This is what I was mentioning. When Sivaramurthy and all, they examined and they made a chart. I picked up some these characters from that. But detailed study is required. Keeping at least 100 to 200 inscriptions, one can write a book on Siddhamatrika characters on various aspects and varieties, which is the need. And where is the time? And where is the patience? Where are the people to guide? These are a very big question mark. We'll talk. When it comes to implementation, we go behind. That too with a very little or poor encouragement the epigraphical studies is receiving. That's what I am going little forcefully to pursue with the students. Don't forget this as a very important source. It needs to be told in all parts of India, not only particular section. So with that zeal I am going, though with some little this one. But unfortunately it's not getting the due place it deserves. So a few more letters we will conclude now. No sign. This is ka, and then ko. For example, ra they want to write. This ऊपर भी लिखते थे, इधर भी साइड में. This also become ro. Or it can come like this also, to the sideways. Ro. Show. And outside one will go like this, another stroke will like this, and this is now. Khari, and cow also you can write here. If you put one more stroke above, like this, little slanting like this, it become cow also. So it's a question of wo sign and adding whether it is Gupta or earlier cases also when we were dealing with the this one. So with this we will conclude now this session, and afternoon we will go with the early Nagari and Sharda and other script, and before that preferably we will have some eye copy for decipherment. So it's not 3:30, try to assemble by 3. I think though, even if we can break around 5 o'clock or little, जल्दी करेंगे क्या? नहीं अभी I think 2 o'clock, 2:30, 2 hours I think because that's the last session. I have to take a look at all the remaining things what can be done. Preferably I want to show from Goshundi to other eye copy, and go with, if not the Proto-Bengali, at least the Sharda script and Nagari. These are two major I want to touch upon, and then other general remarks connected with that we can make. So, Saturday 2:30, and it may extend little, because now only it has to be done in the afternoon session. Tomorrow nothing is possible, except the training part. So I think without losing much of our time, we have best, I think, to our ability, to my ability and your comprehension ability, all taking, I think it's good. Bringing all, this in a 6 days is practically impossible. Practically impossible. So we have done our best, at least to acquaint you. Yesterday, madam are asking some other rare forms. So that is a deeper study when you can take in the next stage. If prepared, we can focus on the Gupta itself and taking some parts, early Brahmi itself, one full session. There we can now, I had to show the eye copy, some facsimile, so normally this has been happening in my 7-day structure, where the calligraphical aspects only takes more time and very less time left for decipherment. So I've been telling the organizers to put it in 2 levels, one for introduction, because many have come for the first time, from different experience and knowledge. For them, basics need to be taught. And for the same batch, if they are prepared, another level can be made like early Brahmi itself one segment and late Brahmi for other thing. That is, of course, it depends on the organizers, depends on the universities, how they take ahead this. That's a thing. But it is possible only in the next stage. Where new, of course, we have to hold in 2 at least stages, one for developed next level, so that we can focus only on the decipherment. So that's all experimentation. We have to see how it picks up this thing. Okay.
डिजिटल इसको 2:30 बजे से
2:30, क्योंकि आज ख़त्म ही करना है ना, ज़्यादा वो भी टाइम है।
कल और
कल सुबह आई थिंक दे विल डिसाइड, बट ऑनलाइन के लिए क्या करें कल? संभव कैसे इसको प्रोजेक्ट कर सकते हैं क्या? कल छाप लेते हैं। वो छोड़िए, डोंट अनाउंस।